my Cabinet Secretary, FCPA John Mbadi, my colleague, Principal Secretary, Dr. Boniface Makoha, Deputy Governor, Migori County, members of County Assembly and Executive present, the Migori business community, students, leaders from various institutions of higher learning, distinguished members of Bunge la Wananchi, Migori chapter, all invited guests, Wananchi wenzangu, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the Regional Engagement Forum, Migori chapter. This town hall is the first 8 forums which the Cabinet Secretary will preside over, starting with Migori, Kakamega, Eldoret, Nakuru, Meru, Garissa, and Kilifi counties. The objective of this forum is to create public awareness on the government budget-making process and the ongoing privatization of government-owned enterprises. So we are tackling 2 issues: budget-making process and that difficult word, privatization. Quite a number of people were trying to say that word, but you can even say it in Kijaluo. This is tandem with the Constitution 2010, which underscores the access to information and public participation. The engagement brings together participants representing various interest groups across Migori County. And during today's forum, many of you have had the opportunity, and you will still have opportunity to engage the Cabinet Secretary in unpacking the value and place of applying privatization to realize effective budgetary process for this country, Kenya. The aim of privatization is to create ample space for private sector's participation in nation building, while elevating government to the key role of providing enabling policy and regulations. Privatization is also essential in generating revenue for the government without increasing debts or taxation. As you may be aware, the budget-making process started in August of every year, and it started in August this year when the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, issued a circular to all national government entities outlining the guidelines for preparing the budget. The circular includes a schedule for budget preparation, including the key dates, procedures for the review of projections of revenue and expenditure, and procedures for public participation. Ladies and gentlemen, public input is actively sought through consultation, forums, and submissions to ensure that the budget aligns with the priorities of citizens. This explains why we are gathered here today, and we have heard you, and quite a number of points that have been raised. Ladies and gentlemen, on 26th of December 2025, I was in this same hall presiding over the launch of Migori County Young Professionals. In my address, I challenged the youth of Migori to register their companies in the e-government procurement system to enable them access government procurement opportunities. especially the 30% reserved for women, youth, and persons living with disability. Once again, let me retaliate this call because we are keen to empower women, youth, and people with disabilities. One speaker talked about curbing corruption. We can only curb corruption because corruption starts from procurement. And we can only curb it if we standardized everything. And to standardize what we are talking about, to curb corruption, we are talking about processing all the goods and services being procured, both by national government and county government, through EGP. I can assure Migori that it is only County Assembly of Migori that is processing their tenders through EGP. I'm yet to see the executive processing their tenders from there. Congratulations, Migori County Assembly. And the Speaker, talk to your counterparts in the executive. I know they are all here. If you don't process it through EGP, don't come back to me to backdate for your letter. I've seen now letters coming, PS backdate for me because I did it outside EGP. There is no backdating. Let the auditors deal with you. Let EACC come and arrest you. So that is one thing National Treasury is doing to curb corruption. Having said that, I now urge all of you to keenly follow today's proceedings candidly. Engage and provide your feedback that is necessary to enrich the budget-making process and privatization of these two companies. Bwana CS, there are so many issues because sisi kama watu wadogo in your department, we don't deal with giving answers. We give you the answers and you tell the wananchi the answers. Quite a number of issues have been raised, which I know very well that you tackled them candidly when you faced Parliament. The most important one was lowering interest rate. Somebody talked of data security. How sure are we with our data security? One asked where our, whatever we are going to get, the 2.4 billion, how are we going to reinvest that money? They raised the issue of affordable education. They raised the issue of job security. Someone raised an issue of corporate social responsibility. My sister there, I don't know what she was talking about, but I picked it to mean either zero rating or exempting women products, which Waziri will deal with. Then there is this elephant in the room, which you tackled, and you are going to tackle it again. Why did we not list Safaricom shares in the stock exchange? And how prepared are we as a government? And again, how did we hire the transaction advisors? So those are the issues that has been raised. And with those few remarks, allow me to call upon my fellow Principal Secretary, Dr. Boniface Makoa, in charge of planning, to come and say a few words, then invite Waziri now to come and deal with those issues. Karibu sana.
Thank you, my brother. We can clap for him.